This is Chris Gilchrist, breakdancer, urban art lover and entrepreneur. Chris founded a successful entertainment enterprise that is encouraging young volunteers across Devon and challenging people to think outside of the box about what volunteering is. Although his shoes are indeed wide and shiny, what you might not know is that Chris wasn't always the successful young person he is now, but grew up at risk in the city of Plymouth. This is his story.
Right, we're in Neswick Street, which is Stonehouse, the area I grew up in. It's a park I used to play in, Neswick Street Park. Used to cause a lot of mischief in there, late night shouting, making a lot of noise, wind up all the old people. This is where I started going to secondary school, and it was an old house, it was alright. That's my bedroom just up there. When we was living here, I wasn't the best behaved kid in school. I was suspended a lot, was always fighting. Thing is though, you could say I was like one of those naughty kids that the teachers sort of respected because I always put my hand up when I was wrong. But I was a pain in the neck as well. We used to hang about around here and just cause loads of trouble. I remember a time I threw a glass bottle through that window up there just because I was bored. I was about 10. But if you look here, my name used to be right across here in the, as you see from the white paint. My mum opened our door because we used to live there. She opened the door and just seen bright orange letters, Gilchrist, right across the wall. Now obviously it was me, so it was pretty suspicious. So she made me come out here in the middle of the day, Saturday daytime, with all my friends playing football in the park, like running around the streets, doing what they do. She made me sit here with a white paint can and paintbrush, and she made me paint a big square over my name, just so it looked better than Gilchrist in big orange white letters. Can you believe that?
What does it all mean?
Drinking, stealing and vandalism are all regular things for children growing up on these streets, but Chris channeled the boredom and restlessness into breakdancing. It was at a local youth centre that Chris started learning, practicing every Friday night rather than being on the streets and getting into trouble.
This place here helped out a lot, which is the Frederick Street Centre. Although it's not under the same management now as it was, which is a shame because all the old youth workers were legends. I mean, it's all different people come down here now, so I used to train in this hall here every Friday night, which was ideal. Never charged us anything, which was awesome. A lot of kids in areas like this grew up to just end up doing nothing, getting into drugs or stealing cars and doing things like that. Well, I never did any of that, so it's still nice. It's not as bad as you make it out to be. I look at me, I turn out good, so I give people a chance.
It wasn't soon after Chris taught himself how to breakdance that the neighbourhood children came to watch him and others as they practiced. It was to these children watching in amazement that Chris first started to teach and help other young people who were in the same situation he was.
Right, well, this is where I started training when I was breakdancing on this tarmac without lino. Met the times I used to cut my arms up and graze myself. That's because we couldn't afford lino. It was unbelievable. But then when the Frederick Street got involved, they helped us buy some, and we moved from the tarmac to the football pitch. So we moved to concrete with lino. But when we used to practice in here, just like any day after school, Saturdays and Sundays, I used to get all the young kids that come out from the houses here, come out from the flats and all over, they used to watch us, and some of them would ask us to teach them, so we'd start teaching them a few little moves and get them doing some of it. But I suppose it was that sort of made me realise teaching kids what I do is a good thing. You know what I mean? Because they could have been out stealing someone's car or throwing milk bottles through windows, but they weren't. They were in this park dancing with me. So I suppose that's sort of what made me start thinking it's a good thing, because I was doing the same thing as well. I could have been out fighting and robbing shops, robbing Christian shops and stuff, but I didn't. This is where it all started. There's a bit of tarmac, we're here.
After school, in the evenings and over weekends, Chris and his friends spent all their time breakdancing at whatever venue they could get, even in the school gym. It was over the coming years that the first signs of reward came to his hard work and dedication by getting involved with Millennium Volunteers.
So after a few years of dancing and teaching and stuff like that, I realised getting into it more would be what I want to do, so I started getting into voluntary work when I heard about Millennium Volunteers, which I heard about it in Frederick Street because I had someone come pay me a visit and explain a few things to me. So we did that, And through that I managed to get my Millennium Volunteers Award, and then from then on I sort of built up a reputation amongst all the youth clubs in Plymouth and all the youth services, and they started getting me in to do workshops for them. So from that, you can sort of say I've built myself a kind of career. It's made me realise what I want to do in life, which is open my own dance school.